Hello, I want to share with you 5 things that I learned in 2023 in managing my grief. The first one is I am allowed to say my loved one's name. And what does that mean? I can say Mark when I'm having a conversation. I don't always have to say my late husband or make it something obscure. I can mention his name because saying his name keeps his memory alive. It allows me to continue saying a name I have said for over 32 years, and I don't have to shriek back in saying that. Number two, when people make statements that we know in the grief community are dumb, ridiculous, and not consoling, I can make it a teachable moment. What does that look like? When I have poured out my heart sharing with someone about how I feel about my late husband, and they say, oh, it'll get better, just let time pass. I can say, you know what? Maybe you've never had the experience that I've had. And I can tell you from my own experience, time passing on its own does not make it better. I will always grieve Mark in some form or fashion. But what I can tell you is that when I lean into my grief and have people that support me, I journal and have my coping skills in managing my grief, it will change. I will house it differently, but it just won't automatically get different. It may be a little awkward for the person that I'm speaking with, but it will help them in the next conversation that they have with someone who is grieving. And it also may help them when they're in this situation and they're grieving a loved one. The third thing I want to share with you is how important walking 1 mile a day has been for me. It's gotten me out of the house. It gives me vitamin D. It helps my mental well-being, and it helps me to exercise and stay in shape. And that has been a great part of me managing my grief. Number four, community is so important. Community may be with people who are grieving. It may be with my family and friends, but not isolating myself, not locking myself out from connecting with people is so helpful. The fifth thing that I've learned in 2023 is the power of how grief will try to mute me. Grief will try to be in your throat and just stop you up from talking and just speaking. There are things that you want to say, but grief will give you that head chatter where you're so concerned of what people will say or how they'll receive it, and then you wind up saying nothing. I am not allowing grief to mute me, and I encourage you not to allow grief to mute you either. Please share with me some things you've learned in your grief journey over this year in the comments. Talk to you later. Bye.